What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with? As always, Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggy. Talk shit or get off the pod. Episode 82. Billionaire Judge. A Billy. Welcome, motherfuckers.
What the fuck's up, man?
And
How are
Joseph's
you?
on mute per usual.
Am I? No, I'm not. Oh, on this, but not on the
Right.
stream audio. But yes, what's up, man? I was on mute. You got me. You got me.
How are things?
Oh man, it's been fucking crazy. But I'm good. Things are going good. I'm surviving. A lot of crazy shit going on in the political world and just in the world in general. But yeah, it's been rowdy. It's been interesting. But I'm doing all right. How about yourself, there, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. I have a quick little story that happened to me this morning. So I'm like on the way to therapy, and this motorcycle. I'm on a one. It's a two, only two lanes. One going one way, one going the other way.
Yeah.
But there's like a lot of truckers and stuff on there too. So, anyways, going like towards therapy, and then this motorcycle goes and passes me. And then passes the next car in front of me. And then I'm like watching the motorcycle, and it tries to pass the truck in front of that car, and the truck hits the signal, like its turn signal to go left,
No.
right at the exact same time. And I just watched the truck sideswipe the motorcyclist, and it just completely knocks him out. And like I slam on my brakes, I get out of the car, and I run across there, and it was like he was in the dirt, and there was this huge dirt dust cloud, and so like I can't see anything, so I keep running into the cloud, and then I find the bike, and he's not there, and so I keep going up like the side of the fence, and I find him like 50 feet away, and his like helmet had launched off, and he was like in military fatigues going to the naval base, and he starts to get up, and I thought I was like running towards a dead body, and he starts to get up. I'm like, oh, are you okay? And I'm like checking him like all over his body, like because he might be in shock and doesn't realize like his arm's gone or something. But he was like actually okay for the most part, given how bad it was.
Good lord.
I know. And then like
Shout out to you, man, for jumping out of the car.
yeah, it was insanity. And so got an ambulance there, firefighters and shit, and he went off in an ambulance. He probably had a concussion. Like the back of his helmet was all fucking destroyed. Like so, his head definitely hit the ground.
Damn. Well, I mean, he was trying to pass the guy, so it was like his
Yeah,
fault for sure.
not for sure. Like he was allowed to pass. It was like a yellow checkered,
Oh, okay.
the
Yeah, yeah.
dashes. It was just like to me, it was like an accident beyond accidents. Like it was an accident to the truest sense of the word. Like the guy didn't see him. He didn't see the guy that was turning, and he actually like when he got up, he's like, dude, that was kind of my bad, huh? And I was like, shut the fuck up, just shut the fuck up, and sit down, dude. Like,
Dude, that's rowdy. That guy's a
yeah.
badass.
He's like, I wasn't going too fast. I was going like 60. I was like, I know, but you got hit by a truck going 60. That's my point. Like, you need to like chill.
How many
Like, it's
people pulled over? Was there a group of y'all?
so it was so crazy. Like, so I'm like there with him by myself for a while. Or it seemed like a while, like probably like a minute or two, and then through the dust cloud comes running, and I recognize the person. It's the nurse at the therapy place that I was going to. So she was the car in between me and the truck. She was like right in front of me, and so she comes running through the dirt cloud, and I'm like, oh my god. And so she's the one who got the ambulance there while I stayed with the guy. But that was like, I was like, where the fuck is happening? Is this like a
Crazy.
movie?
Crazy as fuck, dude. That is wild.
I know.
Well, shout out to you for getting that done, man. That's some boss mode shit.
Yeah, I'm CPR certified, so I think I would have got like
Let's
arrested
go.
if I didn't go
Ditto.
into action.
Yeah. I got a CPR certified. That's handy. But man, that's fucking nuts. That would be insane. See,
Yeah,
that's what scares me about those bikes is even the helmets. Like our buddy Jimmy Jam, when he got hit, he was riding a motorcycle in San Antonio. He was wearing a helmet and knocked it clean off. Just
yeah,
the impact knocked his helmet off.
that's what happened here.
It's like, man, that's insane. The fact that that guy's okay or just left
Yeah,
with just a concussion.
yeah. Like
Was the truck fucked up?
truck was fucked up. His bike was totaled. Like his head was like on scraping on the side of the road, basically. Then his bike like hit like a tree, like while it was like sliding, and that like launched him off and hit then his helmet off as well, is what I think happened. Because I kind of watched the whole thing, but it was like dusty.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Well, shout out to you, man. Another fucking round of applause, dude. That's insane.
it was insane. And I got to therapy on time. I actually left like way earlier than I normally do. Had I not left early, I wouldn't have. I would have just
Dude,
been
that's
driving by that.
nuts. How was that therapy session? Was that
It was just wild.
like it's got to be heavy? Not that I'm asking you about your therapy sessions, but that would be a heavy session.
And then
That's,
I drove back home the same way, and like when I got to the spot, like I then it like really hit me. I started getting like really nervous and like a little bit shaky, and I was like, "Damn, that was crazy."
was the bike still there? Or did they already get it cleaned up
No,
and shit?
it was all yeah, it was all cleaned up.
Damn, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, y'all. As we do, we start with therapy questions. Number therapy question number one: what is the source of morality?
Did Chat GBT give you these questions?
No. Yes.
Yeah, that's a deep ass question. That sounds like something it would ask somebody. Tell me more, please, Andrew. What is the source of morality? I feel like it's something that I don't know. I can't really say exactly what the source is. Some of it's stuff that's taught to us or told to us when we're kids and how we should treat people, like some golden rule: do unto others. But part of it, I think, part of being a good person comes from inside. Some people think that's like, oh, it's the Holy Spirit or it's the spaghetti monster or whatever the fuck it is. But some people think, I think that those things kind of are intrinsic to who we are as people. And then, I think we can lose sight of that. And that's when you see people do real horrible things, as they kind of lose sight of that shit.
Totally, I agree 100%. It's totally inside of you. It's like the more like kind and loving you are to yourself, then you're like kind and loving to other people. And it's like if you like put toxic shit out there, like then you're really just toxifying yourself. And that's what you mean. Like that's how you get away from morality. It's like when you're not like self-aware and like, you know,
Yeah, that's why things
your
like
body and mind aren't aligned.
empathy is important. Being able to empathize with other people. If there's something that they always say that like
and then
serial killers and crazy psychopaths have, is like zero empathy for other people.
right. And the goal is, at least in my spiritual counseling recently, the goal is to be so empathetic that what happens to you happens to me. And so there is no difference because we're all just one child of God.
Damn, bro.
That's the goal, is to get that empathetic.
That sounds heavy, man. You be carrying a lot of shit all the time.
I know, but you'd also
I'd be tight. A couple homies, but everybody, I don't want to carry everybody's shit.
you have to carry everybody's shit. You just have to realize
It's a
that
lot of baggage.
we're all the same.
Well, we are, but I was like, damn, that's a lot of empathy, man.
There's a lot of happiness too.
500 people broke their bones yesterday in the Tri-City area. I felt all of them. Like, that sounds horrible. Oh, no thanks.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what it means, but all right. Therapy question number two: would you rather have to wear wet socks for the rest of your life, or never be able to wear socks again?
Never wear socks again.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, wet socks. That's miserable. Why?
Yeah.
Then your shoes are wet. Your feet are going to be wet all the time. You're going to be begging to wear slides.
Yeah, and like if you want to say like you're gonna have like foot odor in your shoes because you're not wearing socks, well, if you have wet socks, you're gonna have way worse foot odor.
Yeah, wet socks, walking
Yeah,
around in Texas heat. That's
like
disgusting.
I know, like in Vietnam, like like in Forrest Gump, they're like, you gotta keep your feet dry, and like that's like that was real, like because you get like diseases because you're walking around in like the swamps all day.
Yeah, you get.
So that'd be like walking in a swamp your entire life.
Oh, that sounds miserable.
I know,
What's
and your feet would get adjusted too. Like if with no socks, you'd be fine. Like after like 6 months.
They wear a lot of like loafers, sandals, slides.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna go through shoes fast.
Right.
If your feet sweat. If you got sweaty feet, you're a little bit fucked, but it's not that bad. Odor eaters, there's a
It's
lot of.
better than wet socks
Yeah, it's
because they.
better than wet socks. Anything is better than wet fucking socks. That sounds horrible. Like wet, you know what else is really bad is if you get jeans wet. Like if you fall in the pool and you're
Oh
in
yeah,
jeans,
obviously.
that's the worst. It takes forever for them to dry. They're hella uncomfortable. It becomes Chafe Town, USA. Like no,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Wet denim is awful.
Especially with like how big my dick is, so chafy.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. That's what I was exactly what I was talking about.
Okay, y'all. Um, Therapy question number 3. What is the role of free will in our lives?
I mean, it's our ability to make our own decisions and live the lives that we want. There's limits to free will, obviously. You can't do anything. You have to abide by the law, and you can't do some weird fuck shit. But
I mean, you can.
well, you can, but you can lose your lose your free will by doing those things. So there's limitations to it, but yeah, it's our ability to lead the lives we want to lead, the lifestyles, have the jobs we want, buy a car that we want. There's so many things that we have a say, be who we want to be with. That's why people are trying to limit other people's free will, like when it comes to a woman's right to choose what she can and can't do with her body. You're playing a dangerous fucking game with people's free will, right?
Well, so like some people would say like everything's predetermined because whatever decision you made, that was the decision you were gonna make because you're you, and that's just how it is. So it's not like you can't change anything. It was just you were always predetermined to change it, whatever you changed.
See, that's dumb. I don't like that.
I don't either, but that's the theory.
That's on the same level as the person who's you were destined to do this. Oh, you were destined to change your mind.
Yeah, yeah, that's what they're saying.
it's like Miss Cleo being like, I told you that you were gonna break up. You'd be like, yeah, because I just told you about it. Yeah, but I knew it was going to happen. You just didn't pay for the extra hour. No, I mean, I think that we have.
I mean, I personally think it's all chaos. Like that's the universal laws. Everything is chaos. And so like I just think it's a bunch of different people making different decisions all every split second of the timeline, and based upon that is like how you adjust to the world.
Yeah, it's like
It's like the butterfly effect more than anything.
yeah, our us deciding like all these different decisions can change the outcome long term without people realizing the ramifications of their decisions
Right.
and like in a vacuum in like a short period of time, or how these 5 different decisions could dictate this one outcome. And then, yeah, I mean, it is kind of chaotic. That's like an uncontrollable variable is
Yeah.
like chaos.
But also like what I've learned recently and I believe is true is like so we have like energy as humans and it radiates off of our body like
Okay, I'm
and
into
so
it.
like so if like there's somebody who's like really happy and there's like 4 people in the room, like those 4 people are gonna feel like the happiness energy and it might uplift their moods. Or the 3 people, let's say they're not happy at all, they might fuck up that happy person's vibe just through the energy being in the room with that person.
Well, yeah, that's like being around toxic ass fucking people.
Right, but not even having to say anything though.
Well, yeah, there's some people. Yeah, you've all worked with somebody who comes in, they're like a mega dick, and they're just grumpy and in the corner and like and all
Yeah,
like.
fucks your vibe
Like,
up.
everybody's like, man, I was in a good mood when I got here, but Carl in the corner
Yeah,
is a fucking dick. Like that happens. We've all worked with those people, so yeah, I mean that definitely happens.
yeah,
Somebody can throw you off for sure. We've all worked with someone or knew somebody like that, or would try to get a rise out of people like that. That's just it kind of comes with the territory. You get back what you put out.
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean, and that can limit other people's free will in the long run.
I guess so.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, Grumpy Carl over there, he's a dick, and he doesn't
But you
think
can't let
that
other people affect what's
he
going
doesn't
on with
want.
you in the inside, bro. That's the separation.
Yeah,
From,
Carl in the corner is being a dick. He's all grumpy because they're gonna let black kids come to school with us next week. Like that happened. There was a guy named Carl who was very upset, very visibly upset the day before that happened.
Shout out Carl.
No, don't shout out Carl. Fuck Carl. What are you talking about?
Is it Carl with a K?
Nah, C.
Okay.
Hard C. A hard
Hard.
C.
Hard C.
Carl. Like that's
Carl.
Carl. That's how he says his name.
Carl.
That's how they say his name. Present. They're like, ugh, I hate that kid. It's so racist.
Okay, so I actually had to go to traffic court yesterday
Okay.
to fight. I was going to fight a speeding ticket I got like 6 months ago, and I just kept delaying it, and then finally I was going to go fight it. And the judge comes in, and he's like, "So, as you guys know, if your officer who pulled you over is not here, the case will automatically be dismissed."
Yeah.
And then so he goes through it like name by name, and it's like probably like 30 people in there, and everybody's officer was there except for two people who didn't show up. So they could have got their case dismissed, but they didn't show up. So they like charge. He's like, "I'll just charge them the $100 fine." Like, I'm like, "Oh, shitty for you, dude." But then so everybody's officers there, and then the judge is like, "So now this is the time to change your plea because you're all here because you plead not guilty. But if you plead no contest or guilty, I'll see that as you taking responsibility, and I'll lower your fine and offer you traffic school if you are qualified." And then he's like, "So who wants to change their plea?" And everybody gets up and goes over to like the wall where they told us to line up. And I was like, all right, I'll go. Because like I didn't have anything prepared or anything. I was just gonna yell at the cop.
Yeah.
And then and then I go and it went from $700 to $250. And I got traffic school, so it won't go on my record.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah. So I was like, I negotiated a deal, but it was not, it really wasn't a
So
negotiation.
nobody was like, I'm fighting it.
No, there was. So then I was waiting for my paperwork. First guy who's fighting it has like he like went and took pictures of like the area where he was pulled over and he had it printed out and like him and the cop are going back and forth and they gave me my paperwork and I was like sitting in the second row right behind them and I was like I kind of want to stay here and watch this. And but I was like this is awkward. I'm just gonna get up and leave. So I left. Then I had that whole run in today this morning. So at lunch I drove over to the beach to like hang out and like wasn't I hadn't got out of my car and then the parking enforcement comes over like do you have a parking ticket? I'm like no, I just pulled up here, I haven't like left my car. And they're like okay, well before you leave you have to get a parking ticket and show it to me. And I was like but I haven't, I'm like not getting out of my car, I'm not parked. And they're like no, or otherwise we're going to email you a ticket or mail you a ticket. So I had to go drop $2 and pay the parking ticket to show the person. I chilled for like 10 more minutes and then left.
Wow, dude, they're
I
army
know. So I
guys.
had the parking, I had the speeding, and then I had the traffic accident all
Yeah,
like
you
in
you save
24 hours.
them like fucking Iron Man or Captain America on a motorcycle, dude. Just impervious. That's insane. That still is so wild to me that you saw that.
Yeah, I know.
I've
It
seen
was
some
crazy.
pretty crazy shit while I've been driving, but I've never seen a motorcycle thing like that before. That'd be
I've seen like three people die on a motorcycle before.
that's crazy. Three
Not
people.
like three separate like incidences.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
And I don't even ride fucking motorcycles or anything. It's
That's
just I just
terrible.
pictured me rolling, you know?
No, that's awful. What type of curse did you pick up to have to see that shit?
I mean, motorcycles like that shit happens.
I did see when I was a kid. I saw this Tahoe like flip and do this like barrel roll, like three rollover when we were. It's in the car with like my sisters and my dad, and we were going to eat somewhere, super '90s style, like going to TGI fucking Fridays or something. And it was on 114, and this car like just kind of swerved a little bit, and it just somehow randomly got air and like went up and was like woof, and then landed upside down and was like doosh 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 doosh. Craziest shit I've ever seen. I don't know if anybody.
Did Vin Diesel pop out or
No, this is before Vin Diesel, dude. This is like pre Vin,
maybe he was like
pre
practicing?
Diesel, bro. This is pre Diesel. I was
I
like,
mean, he lives
holy
his life a
shit.
quarter mile at a time. You know?
That's true. They didn't even make it a quarter mile onto 114 before they got
God damn.
launched in the fucking air. It was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Therapy question number 4. Would you rather have to always speak in rhymes or always speak in riddles?
Riddles, just to be a dick.
What?
Just to be a dick. Because rhymes would be fine, but then that would get old. You'd be
It would
like,
get annoying for
yeah,
everybody.
everybody would be annoying. If you spoke in riddles, that'd be
That would be extra annoying.
yeah, that would be extra annoying, but it'd be really funny. You could fuck with people, like think about it. That's like
Like,
you,
what if you, but like, what if you didn't want to fuck with somebody? You had something really like you wanted to say, but you could only say it in a riddle.
there's somebody would love you for that.
Yeah, one person.
Yeah, that's all you need. But if you were doing if you're speaking in
Rhymes.
rhymes, I mean, people are gonna get tired of that. Everybody.
But at least you can communicate like better.
Debatable.
What? A spin a rhyme like is a song. Like nobody raps in
Yeah, but
riddles.
everything your vocab. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty extensive vocabulary because as time went on, depending on the severity
Well,
of the
it would have to be a
conversation.
rhyme. It would have to be a rhyme. So I just automatically
Either
rhyme
way,
it.
like you're probably not getting hired for a lot of jobs with either. Like, so
I
what
want
made
this
you?
job.
Yeah,
I want this job. Don't make me Bob.
I really like your suit, and I like this
Promise I
place.
won't rob.
Yeah, I promise that I won't rob if you just hire me for a part or full time job. I'll sweep the floors. I'll dust the aisles. I'll hang out.
I'll dust the knob.
Yeah. I'll even work in the daycare center and I'll watch the child. Watch the child, not wash the child.
What?
No, that'd be terrible. But then if you try to get a job with riddles, you wouldn't make it past the interview phase. People would be like,
You wouldn't even get to the interview
who is
phase.
this fucking asshole?" Like, so what's your availability
What's
like?
your name? What's your name? Like it's like Jesus is father,
Yeah,
not the big one.
yeah. I'm Jesus' stepfather, but not. They'd be like, what?
Like get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah, they're like, but then but that would get me hired at Chick-fil-A. They'd be
No,
like,
you would just become the Riddler.
yeah, that's the beginning of that
Because
arc.
you would just like get so frustrated that nobody like would pay attention to what you were saying because it was all riddles, and it would turn you evil, and then you just
That'd
become
be
the Riddler.
that'd be the beginning of my villain arc. Would be whenever I crash my bicycle and lose consciousness. When I come out of a coma, I can only speak in riddles. Ostracized by society. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I would riddles in a heartbeat over rhymes. Rhymes would be cool, I guess, but man, just talking
I'm just trying
riddles.
to, I'm just trying to think of what would be more practical in life. Because
Neither. They both be
riddles will drive you to insanity.
they both would drive you to insanity.
But riddles quicker. Riddles
Everything
quicker.
would maybe everything would rhyme. If you had to say like I gotta go to the bathroom, gotta step away. I'm not playing hide and seek. I just go to the bathroom and take a leak, and then you'd get up and walk away. People would be like, "Look, dude, like I like Joseph. He's great. He goes out of his way to help us out. But if that motherfucker doesn't stop rhyming, that's not gonna last very long."
What if Carl, the angry guy in the back, starts like doing riddles about how he hates black people
Well,
going
that
to
sounds
school?
like that's
Like
that's a whole
he's like,
there's a whole
hooray for the
demographic.
KKK. I don't want them
There's a whole demographic of
today.
like white guys that are racist that fall into that category.
The speaking riddles.
Yeah, that speak in riddles and think they're deep and they know who Q is. So I got cut off by a guy in an expedition with a big Q sticker on the back of his car. It's like I just wanted to fight him. I just wanted to catch up to him to be like, like.
Have you watched Beef on Netflix?
No, I have not. Is it good? I've read that. I was reading an article about it earlier.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched all 10 episodes. But it starts off, this is not really a spoiler because it's like in the trailer. It starts off with like a road rage incident and then it just escalates for 10 episodes.
Okay. Yeah, I heard they want to do 3 seasons.
Oh, really?
So I already have an idea for season 2, and they want to do a season 3.
I wonder if it's going to be like a different cast because it's kind of like White Lotus as far as like all the people, like all the different characters like get entangled into like get various plots with each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Crash.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but Crash is the biggest joke of all time. Most
Really?
overrated movie of all time.
You didn't like Crash?
No, look at who it won Best Picture. Look who was up for Best Picture that year, and you're gonna be like, the fuck? I think it was like Pulp Fiction or something, or no, Pulp Fiction was Forrest Gump, but Yeah, Crash like beat like some really good movie that was like clearly better.
I believe
So
it.
so fuck it. Luda didn't save it.
That, yeah. I mean, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check it out. But nah, man. Q's bullshit. Okay, and have I told you about this? Maybe they don't have them out in California. Do you guys have these pink license plate covers? These Auto Nation pink license plate covers that say
Yeah,
drive pink? The worst drivers in the entire world. If you have a drive pink Auto Nation license plate cover, you are the worst fucking driver in the entire world.
why do you say that?
Because I'm telling you this now, give it a week. Keep an eye out for them. The worst drivers have those fucking license plate covers, man. If you drive like an X5, like a BMW X5 or a BMW SUV, and you have one of those, it's like a perfect storm. It's like the worst drivers imaginable. It's so frustrating. Sorry, I had to just get that off my chest. But I'm
And
telling you,
this is traffic with Andrew and Joseph.
I'm up here in the Skyline. No, that'd be tight, dude. Fuck yeah. No, that would be awful. Because I don't trust helicopters. So I'd be like scared shitless the entire time I'm reporting the traffic. That could
You would
actually
just
be
use a
pretty.
drone and then pretend like you're in a helicopter.
That would actually be pretty funny though if I was like, oh shit, like the whole entire time. Slow the fuck down.
You're like Pinky from Next Friday.
Yeah, but I'm in a
He's like, you make
helicopter.
me spill my cognac.
But I'm in. That would be epic, dude. That's a great character for like a black
Make me spill
exploitation.
my yak.
A black exploitation is like some hustler ass pimp. That's the traffic guy who's in a helicopter the whole entire time, and he's afraid of flying, but that's his gig. And they have him like with the camera on him, so he's like, oh shit, like that'd be absolutely incredible.
This is copyrighted, y'all.
Slow
So
your funky ass down. And it'd be some
don't get any ideas.
some old white guy would be piloting it, so he'd always be just like lashing out at him and talking shit. Come to find out, it's
the white guy would have to have like a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Aviators.
Aviators, and he's got some like bomber jacket.
A cigarette.
Some bomber jacket that's got a shit ton of patches on
Yeah,
it.
he was like he flew a helicopter in Nam for sure.
Yeah, and now he works for WKXT.
With a pimp as as his co-pilot.
It'd have to be some shitty like double-digit news channel. It can't be not four or five, eight.
It'd be like a 13 or 15.
Yeah, it'll be like channel 17 WXKZ. Your eye in the sky. It's like, oh shit, son.
Okay. Do they want to move on to the first topic?
People can't drive for shit. Slow the fuck down, Carl. They never should have mixed the schools. All right. First article. We've talked about this asshat a couple of times.
Of course.
Senate Democrats, this is by BBC. Senate Democrats call for investigation into Justice Clarence Thomas. I mean, I'm not surprised by this. It's fucked up, though. But Democrat senators are calling for the Supreme Court to investigate Justice Clarence Thomas for failing to disclose reported luxury trips funded by billionaire Republican donor.
Yeah. So this one of his biggest Republican donors,
Or the party's biggest donors, yeah.
Party, yeah. Because he is a Supreme Court justice for life. He doesn't need donors. But he's like putting him and his wife like on like $500,000 vacations.
Well, he has this like big bougie ass like lake house he'd let them stay in over the summer, and then he would let them use their private jet, his private jet, as much as they want to like fly around wherever the fuck they wanted to go in the world.
And also just put this in context, he said that him and the missus like to travel around like in their Winnebago, like and they drive around cross country, just them two, like in their RV. And it's like, no, he's never done that. He goes on a private jet.
I like to stay in the Walmarts.
Yeah. and his wife was like trying to like she was like the head of the January 6th like overthrow attempt, the coup attempt. She was like all involved in that, and then they're just traveling the world like fucking like billionaires like travel like, and he's supposed to be a Supreme Court justice. Get the fuck out of my face, Clarence.
Yeah, I mean, and what his wife is out there being like, we need to overthrow the government.
Yeah,
Yeah, if the court does not resolve this issue on its own, the committee will consider legislation to resolve it. This is why we need like term limits. It needs to be easier to impeach these cocksmokers when they do goofy
facts.
shit like this. Like it's so antiquated, being like, "Oh, well, you get to do this for life." I know I use him as an example all the time, and he's gone. But I hate Orrin Hatch's old Mormon ass. And Orrin Hatch was like the most out of touch person ever. He's
Yeah,
like, I need a new tooth made out of wood. Everyone's like, Orange, sit the fuck down. Who let you in here? And he kept getting elected that there's no term limits for some of these people. And an appointment for life, it's become like a mockery. This proves even more so that the Supreme Court justices are just like tainted as fuck. And it's
yeah.
not just
I mean, at least
it's not just the right leaning ones. Clarence
I think
Thomas is
so.
no, but I mean they all have their own slant. So you can't say that they don't. They all
Yeah,
do.
but I
That's
don't
what
think Sotomayor is going out on like private
No,
jets
no,
and
no. I don't
shit.
think that's what I'm saying. He's like the ultimate schmuck. He's made it to where like he's blown this thing up single handedly between his wife and all of her stuff with January 6th and the insurrections and her messages to what was it, 47 different state delegates about finding votes. I mean, that's just his wife, let alone what he's doing. And now come to find out they're taking trips from billionaire donors who collect like Nazi plates and
Oh
silverware and
yeah, I forgot
Nazi
about that.
linens, and he has this garden in his backyard that's got all these.
Yeah, he has like he keeps like a book of Mein Kampf,
Oh, he has
like displayed.
a
Yeah,
signed copy of Mein Kampf. He also has this goofy ass garden in his backyard that's got like Stalin and all these different tyrants or communists or communist leaders. He has these big statues of communist leaders all in his backyard in this little, they call it like what they say it was, Garden of Evil instead of Garden of
god
Eden,
damn.
which is like pretty cheesy. But I mean, at the end of the day, this dude's walking around with like Nazi books and Nazi towels and giving money. Like, I mean, I could tell you, I think Clarence Thomas is his only black friend. I'm not trying to make it like that, but
Yeah,
I
I
don't,
know what you mean.
I don't think he's like hanging. Oh, he's not invited to the barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't coming to the cookout. Stay home. Don't come outside. We got the yard today. Leave us alone. Yeah, it's community space, but we using the grill next Wednesday. Back up. Stay the fuck
Jesus
back.
Christ.
But yeah, so I mean, it all came out that he's been paying for this stuff, and none of it's been like documented
Yeah,
or like claimed that he's been doing it. And supposedly it's millions of dollars.
yeah. Like I'm saying, like one of these trips was like a $500,000. So, and he's been doing it for years. So of course it's millions.
Vacations, including luxury yachts, private planes, Harlan Crow, nearly
Fuck.
each year for several decades. So this is something that's been going on since like the 90s. And you got to think that how long he's been able to get away with this, and he's getting caught now because of the information age and because of just the digitization of everything and shit being able to be tracked a lot easier. That's really
Right.
what's caught up with him. So I mean, he's been doing this the entire time.
Yeah.
He's been compromised the entire
From
time.
the jump. From the
Yeah. Oh,
jump.
since whenever he was being nominated.
Which is like the late 80s.
Yeah, fucking creepazoid. I mean, I think it's the House that has to impeach him if he's going to be impeached. Do you think that actually happens?
No, because
Oh,
I don't think it's a majority. I think it's like it has to be like a super majority or some shit. Well, no, because like just to impeach, it's just a majority, and then to convict, it has to be a super majority in the Senate.
yeah. I mean, I could see it potentially happening, just strictly because if they're gonna try to save face, like they got a scapegoat in this guy, dude. He's done everything in the book. That if you get him out, they could be like, "See, look." But
Yeah,
I don't
but
think.
I think the Republican Party doesn't. They don't give a fuck anymore. You know, like Donald Trump is like just so fucking corrupt and like and shameful and felonious, and it's just like they're about to run him
Ooh,
again.
felonious.
Yeah,
I like that. No, that's true. I mean, I just you would hope that they would do something. Dude, he just looks like such a fucking turtle. I hate him.
I
Animals.
hate him.
I hate him. No, because he's full of shit. He's been full of shit, and
Yeah,
now
he
we
is.
have proof that he's been full of shit. So people are like, "No, man, you can't say that. He's not like that, man. They're Supreme Court justice. They hold themselves to a higher standard." No, they don't. No, they don't. Nope.
Right, and why? And there's no incentive for them too, because they have a job for life,
You know,
and yeah, they can't get voted out.
I could make so I want to make jokes, but they'd be like inappropriate. But it's just brother got bought with some yachts and shit. You know what I'm
Bot
saying?
with the yacht.
Yeah,
Bot with the yacht.
some billionaires like, hey dog, you and Jenny want to go to Morocco? He's like, hell yeah, son,
He's
let's
like, yeah, yo,
go.
you guys watch Below Deck? Yeah, you could be the guest.
Watch Clarence Thomas is actually like just like hustler as fuck, and is just like
Probably is.
yeah, but like talks completely different than we would think he does. So
You
he's
you
like,
think he
"Yo,
talks
Jenny,
like? Oh
Jenny,
yeah,
I got this boy for like he's gonna pay for us to go to Spain and shit."
okay.
It's like
Listen
hella
how
ratchet.
listen how fucking like pretentious this asshole is. For 20 years straight, he never spoke a word on the Supreme Court bench while they were doing like a trial or anything. He would never ever speak. His only opinions would come in written, right, like writing after the trial. So like when people are asking questions, he never asked any questions for 20 fucking years.
Yeah, he was too
Like
busy.
we elected you to the Supreme Court, and he's like, I'm not even gonna say anything.
My words are too heavy. You couldn't handle it.
And then like some people were like, that's like he's like really like unique and like hardcore justice. And it's like, no, he's just a fucking asshole. He's like,
Yeah, he
he's
was
like, I
going to
have this job for
Greece.
life. I'm going to Greece. You guys don't give a shit, and I'm not. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say anything.
Yeah, y'all are such chumps. I ain't even gonna say shit. I bet you he was like, "Watch this, Harlan. Watch this, Harlan. I bet you. I bet you your Nazi plate. I won't say a word for 20 years. Like, oh, you won't do it, dog. You can't do it. You playing. You can't do
You
it.
playing, you
You
playing.
play. That's cap, dog. You capping, man. That ain't cool. You trifling, Clarence. Quit playing with me. Nah, dog. Watch, dog. Watch. Dog. I ain't gonna say shit. I bet you.
20
I bet you. I
years
bet you 3 Nazi plates. I don't say shit.
and a copy of Mein Kampf,
Yeah, I bet you 2 Maseratis.
a Mein Kampf,
Yeah, and a trip.
and a Nazi
And a
towel.
trip to Iraq to go hang out with my boy Saddam. Let's go.
Yeah, he's not dead.
He has great taste in cars. You're like, oh, okay, Jesus, Clarence. Nah, but I mean, it's not surprising, but that's disappointing. He makes a mockery of the entire Supreme Court. They
Yeah,
all kind of do. The process that these people are getting installed half of the time is bullshit at this point. Like he just needs to go away, but he
yeah,
won't because you can't make
he
him.
won't. And also, he can't get like investigated for anything. Like he's got some sort of protection while he stays in office if he's not a Supreme Court justice anymore, and people are going to be like start picking his ass apart.
Yeah, it's like Trump. Whenever Trump's like, "Oh fuck," the moment I get out of office, people are gonna be coming for my
And that's why he
ass.
announced so early that he was running for president, thinking that that would like slow down these people. It's like actually it sped things up because we want to get it done
Yeah, they're like,
before the fucking primary.
yeah, but I mean, that's why he wanted to stay in office is because some of those
Yeah,
investigations and charges couldn't be
he doesn't want to
filed
go to.
until
Yeah,
they
he
were
doesn't want to go to
out.
Rikers.
And he's trying to push that statute of limitations, but he can't
Yeah,
because he moved his address and all that goofy shit, like you said before.
yeah.
But I
What
mean,
a
this is
dumbass.
just they're all a part of the same like bullshit
I know.
douchey octopus. And Clarence Thomas is exactly what we thought he was, some chode who is full of it. And now we just know that he's like taking money and fucking trips to Cleveland and all sorts of goofy shit.
And he likes thick white women.
On some, well, there's nothing wrong with that, but
I know,
but
but I
I
mean, are you
am saying
surprised?
you
Are you
gotta,
surprised? If I asked you what would Clarence, like you had no idea what Clarence Thomas's wife looked
yeah,
like,
but he picked
and
like a woman out.
I asked you what do you think it was? First thing I would think is thick white girl.
But he picked. She's from like a cult. Like she grew up in like a crazy,
I know, that's what you said.
fucked up cult and was like de-brainwashed and shit. So he got. I mean,
I mean, a little off
they're
topic,
both fucked up.
but you said cult, and I was thinking like earlier today, my one of my hypnotherapists said asked if anybody believed in evolution, and then brought us on this crazy journey. But he was saying that the like Lucy, the first human that the earliest human that we found.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's saying it's all bullshit. They just like printed those bones. He's like, and the reason why they don't take it down is because it makes too much money at the museum.
Why'd they make it up?
I don't know because and it was all the Freemasons that did it. That's what he told me.
Okay, so
He's
he's
like he's like you're telling me that like the first for thousands and thousands of years nobody found any dinosaur bones, and then in between like 1750, the 1800s, and the 1900s, it's just a bunch of white guys finding bones. He's like, nah.
well. That's like the Bone Wars and how they talk about how some people planted plaster dinosaur bones. Now some people think that dinosaurs didn't even exist.
Yeah, he's not saying that, or he didn't say that at least in this thing, but he was saying that, and anybody who was like involved in hyping it up was a Freemason.
Okay,
So allegedly, so we
I
don't
mean
get
that's
banned
tight.
off of YouTube.
A bunch of Freemasons hiding fake dinosaur bones. That's tight.
Yeah, and then he went into like the karmic cycle that we are in. Like he's like fully about reincarnation,
Okay.
and he's like, yeah, I can't explain it, but
Well, I was gonna
it's
say,
just
what karmic cycle are we on?
we're always on it. It's birth. It's two bodies make one body, or two bodies make a child, and a child makes a funeral. Two bodies make a child, the child makes a funeral. It just circles. And so his thing was like how you interact with yourself and how you change your perception of others and like give them like forgiveness and kindness and stuff. That's the only way you can change your karmic cycle. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep repeating it. And he's like, you're basically, it's like you're not like a human body having a spiritual experience. So you're a spiritual body having a human experience.
Hmm. Hold on.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic, y'all. The return of two expelled Tennessee Democrats is a powerful rebuke to Republicans. So, for y'all that don't know, in Tennessee, the state legislator, after the school shooting in Nashville, they all met and to vote on like repealing or adding like some more strict gun laws. And these three Democratic state senators went and protested in the well of the legislative hall, and they were put up for expulsion by the Republican controlled Congress. And they had a vote. They had to get 65 votes in order to expel them from Congress for protesting against school shootings.
Yeah.
And one was there's two black guys and one white woman. The two black guys got expelled. The one white woman didn't. You tell me why.
By
She
one
said
vote. By
by
one
one
vote.
vote. Like so it was like on purpose. And then however, so they got expelled on Friday, Thursday or Friday last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then the city councils of their districts get to vote on who that replaces them. So they voted both of the two guys who got expelled back into
Yep.
Congress, and now they're back in their seats.
Unanimously, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it said it took less than 1 minute.
Which is awesome. I mean, yeah. Tell me you're racist without saying something racist. That's so mind blowing. And I don't know if you saw any of the points that they tried to make, but whenever they had a couple people talking during the expulsion hearings, they're like, "You threw a tantrum in here." And how dare you? Who do you think you are? You just wanted attention.
Yeah,
Um,
and basically said everything besides like boy, you know.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think one of them did. He just like it just slipped.
Yeah,
But then, yeah. So they all got voted back in unanimously. Um, Justin Jones, one of them, like walked down with like hundreds of people after being reinstated. Like walked into the building with this huge crowd of people. I mean, it's backfiring. This whole
and then Justin Pearson, his district is where they have the Civil Rights Museum,
yeah, this is
which is in this hotel. And it's the hotel where Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And so he had a group and they marched from that church, or no, that's church, that hotel and that museum to the courthouse
yeah,
and got reinstated.
wild. Yeah, Pearson's
Did you
reinstatements
did you
counter Republican efforts to silence them and their advocacy for gun control. Today, we're sending a resounding message that democracy will not be killed in the comfort of silence, Jones said to a crowd at the Capitol steps on Monday. Today, we've sent a clear message to Speaker Cameron Sexton that the people will not allow his crimes against democracy to happen without challenge. Like, I don't think that they understood. Like, they realized that by expelling them, now they've made them martyrs. Then they got
right?
their jobs back. Like
Yeah,
this is like blowing up in their fucking face.
and now they're
These
like
guys
civil
could,
rights leaders,
yeah, they could run for governor and they could potentially win just based off of how
or
you.
just like or the U.S. House of Representatives, or the
Oh
you know
yeah,
'cause-
but I'm saying like yeah, like the sky's the limit. That they're going to get people that are going to support them. That's just a like what they were talking about. They were making valid points, and if they want to go out there and sit out there with the bullhorn and protest, yeah, because you're
yeah,
trying to
that's
make
what this is America.
yeah, you're trying to, yeah, that's literally what this country's founded on, and they're calling for stricter gun laws. That's
Yeah,
literally like why they're there. That's what they're trying to accomplish. So you can't get mad at them for that. It's not like they were smashing windows and
right.
smearing poop on the walls.
So
Like,
that would have been tight, but
well, I mean, that's what they did on January 6th. So
oh, that's right.
yeah, they're rubbing feces on stuff. So it's not like
Did you hear Justin Pearson talk on the floor? He like looks like he's like a 1950s like civil rights activist. He has like the fro, the skinny black tie, the African like colors sometimes like and like and he speaks like Martin Luther King like on purpose.
oh man, but I mean, you're it's like you're invoking that.
No, I know, but
You're in
that's just
Tennessee.
that's his style. Yeah.
You're messing with someone from Nashville and then someone from Memphis.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, he's like he was overcome with the power of MLK. If you're doing like
Oh,
that's
so
so
it
goofy.
was Justin Jones who was in Memphis. So that was the group of people you were talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then Justin Pearson is Nashville.
madness. And there was like a huge applause and it was the unanimous decision to reinstate Jones. It was like they did the vote and they're like, all right, let's see the results. It was like 36 yays, 0 nays. It's like, no, man. They're
Right.
the whole
They've
base.
never done this before. They never expelled anybody
Yeah,
before.
that's
And they're gonna
wild.
expel them for this. Like think about all
There
the
was
racist shit that's gone down in that
dude
state senate.
that's what was wild is whenever he was in there, they were doing their final thoughts before they got expelled, and he's like, "There's someone in here who's like a pedophile." And he wasn't expelled. He was saying the wildest shit, like just calling people out by name, just like
God damn.
that guy over there rubs his dick on the glass at the gym downtown. He's not expelled, and we've all seen him do it. Like it was epic, an epic takedown because the hypocrisy is huge. And then yes, of course, the white woman keeps her job by one vote. That's laughable.
And but okay, so then they asked her, the reporters asked her right afterwards, and they're like, "Do you have any idea why you didn't get expelled and they did?" And she goes, "I wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with the color of our skin." Like
Oh
she's
yeah,
aware. It wasn't like you shouldn't be mad at her because she survived.
no, no,
Like
no. I'm not. No, I'm
yeah,
just saying
no,
that.
I know, no, not you. I'm just saying the audience. Just yeah, like she just the white racist Republicans saved her, but X'd out these two black guys. Like it's like you're so stupid.
Yeah, they're like,
And they
"Hey,
all did the exact same thing together.
yeah." But this is like a bigger symptom of what's been going on is that the fact that they're pushing these boundaries, expelling people, they get reinstated. They flipped the Supreme Court in Wisconsin. That's a really big deal. So now they could redraw district lines and not have
Yeah,
that. And that's it's
and
one of the most gerrymandered states in the country.
it is the most gerrymandered in Wisconsin, and so it was the most expensive Supreme Court like nomination or like yeah in the history of Supreme Court nominations for the states in the history of the country. It's like $40 million for a fucking judge, and the other judge was gonna like flip it would flip the presidential election to the Republicans no matter what happened, and so the female Democrat won, and the Republicans in Wisconsin still didn't accept that she won. She won by 11 fucking points. Like
Yeah, he threw
Trump,
some titty fit.
yeah, Trump uh, beat Hillary by like zero point 0.4 in Wisconsin. Had he not won that, she would have won. And Biden beat him by like zero point 0.7 in Wisconsin. And this Democratic judge beat him by 11%. So it wasn't even fucking close. Like, or it was like 11 or 14. It was past 10%, you know? And and they were like saying like, oh no, these like votes were not valid. And it's like, shut the fuck up. So yes, as you were saying, now they can read like the districting lines,
Yeah.
because it's like 60% of people vote Democratic in Wisconsin, and they have like 40% or 35% of like the legislator because of the gerrymandering.
Yeah, I mean, and that's, but this is all going to backfire. They're brazen attempts to like kick black people out for speaking up against gun violence. And these young voters are going to show up and they're going to vote. Like, they're going to vote.
Yeah, so you would say that the institutions of our democracy are holding strong so far, but they are getting tested for sure.
Definitely being tested, but I think that in the long run, justice shall prevail because, like, numerically, it doesn't work out in their favor. You know,
Right.
when they're like, "Oh,
That's why they
we
can't win,
lost
so they're trying to
Arizona," and
cheat.
it's like, yeah, you lost like almost a third of your voters to like COVID. Like you lost like one out of you lost like two. What it was something like one out of every five Republican voters like died or something.
Jesus
Not to
Christ.
laugh and be shitty, but they lost a lot of conservative lifelong voters in Arizona that helped like flip that state. That doesn't help. Same with Georgia. They're like the highest COVID mortality rates in the spreading of COVID was in red states where they didn't have any type of regulation, right? So you saw a lot of these states lose, especially if they're poverty stricken, regardless of racial
Or
lines.
and old
Well, older, but
and obese.
well, yeah, okay, so yeah, but I mean, well, normally with poverty follows obesity and a lot of other things, of course. But I'm saying is, when you put all those factors and you put those all in a barrel, and then everybody's giving COVID, you're
Right.
losing voters at the end of the day. And not that it's a numbers game, but for them, with the way they gerrymander and pander to like racists and Nazis
They have
and
to,
crazy
otherwise they would
fucks,
never win another election.
it is a numbers game for them more
Yeah.
so than it is for anyone else because like they don't have the same numbers they used to have.
They haven't won a popular election in the presidency in 20 years. Like since uh Bush in '04, they've
Yeah.
lost the popular
It was
vote
like, we got to take it to him.
to Obama in '08, to Obama in 12, to Hillary Clinton in 16, to Biden in 2020. All those Democrats, like none of the Republicans
Do
won
we
the fucking
do? Do
pop.
we just do a popular vote?
Yeah, straight up.
You heard it here first, you guys. You
Yeah,
heard it here.
or a way around that, if like that's realistic, and they're already starting to do it, is states say that whoever gets the popular vote in that state, all of the delegates go to that person. So, you know, like they split up, like some of the shit, like Trump gets this many and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to split it 75-25. You're
Oh
like,
no 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 no! What it was? No no, sorry. What it is whoever wins the popular vote in the country, he gets all the delegates from that state.
so if you win the popular vote, you win the state.
Yeah,
That's fair.
and that's a way around like a constitutional amendment to say the popular vote and kick out the electoral college.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But it's gerrymandered the fuck. So I mean,
yeah, it is. But I mean, yeah, I mean,
well, I mean,
Democrats do it too because like we can't fight with like one hand behind our back, but like
oh
we do
yeah,
it
no,
all
I
the
mean,
time.
well, it's like when they talk about Democrats ballot harvesting, and then Trump's like, we need to ballot harvest everywhere. We need to plant little ballot seeds and water them and sacrifice somebody. I don't know who it is. Maybe somebody I don't like very much. Maybe Mike Pence. Maybe we sacrifice him at the field, and we have great ballot harvesting seasons, and we
And
harvest them
remember, he
all.
was all against like mail-in ballots, and now he's all for them because he lost.
Send them in the mail. Everyone should get one. Everyone. I remember they. Oh man, the Trump text messages I would get because I live in Texas, so it's like all the time. Like, hey, are you gonna vote for Trump? Because it's a text, so it doesn't make this voice, but that's how it reads. You gonna
No,
vote?
that it made that voice. It
You
made that
gonna
voice.
vote for Trump? If you want more, press one. If you want more, hit type stop in all caps. If you want us to stop, and I'd be like, fuck off.
Last week, I was like in a group therapy setting, and this good old boy was sitting next to me. I know which way he swings. He like he wears the NRA shirt, and we were going around saying what was the highlight of our week, and he's sitting right next to me, and he goes, and then it's me, and I go, Trump getting arrested and arraigned, right, Mike? He was like starts growling. He's like, "Rawr." That was the highlight of my week. All right, you want to close this out?
Yeah, I mean, I was just not to get too sidetracked. Also, all those subpoenas are being enforced for all these people to testify against Trump and like Pence and everybody, and now Donald Trump's trying to sue his former lawyer Michael Cohen $500 million defamation suit for violating client privilege. But the attorney-client privilege doesn't exist if it's in the
Context of a crime.
yeah. So I mean, and that's what he already went to prison for. But I
Yeah,
mean, if
he
you're
pled guilty
yeah,
and went to prison.
if you're curious, if you're curious about how Trump's doing, he's filing $500 million lawsuits against people. Like he knows he went to jail for it.
Yeah, he went to jail for Trump, and now he's suing him. Also, the Fox News Dominion case is going to trial, and Rupert Murdoch is going to be forced to testify. He cannot get out of it.
Oh,
And,
Succession.
yeah, and so I think they're having the jury selection first thing next week, in like Monday, Tuesday, and then the trial starts on the 17th.
Damn.
That's going to be must-watch TV,
Yeah,
baby.
that's gonna be on Rupert Murdoch. Like most people don't even know his fucking voice.
Yeah, I know.
He just
'Cause
like
He's
lurks,
Australian.
like lurks in the shadows, and is like, hey,
He's gonna be like, "Good day, mate.
people are like, hey,
I didn't know about any of this rubbish
I don't even know about that. Did you know? I've been
out in the
head of
bush."
Fox News for a while now, and I wasn't aware that this was a problem. Did you? I don't know. I'm just a wiry old cunt who shows up every now and then because they say that in Australia. So I mean, it's gonna be interesting. That's definitely that could potentially be better than the Gwyneth Paltrow trial. Maybe because that was
I think
pretty
it will
good.
be a lot. I think this will be a lot better because they're gonna put like Tucker Carlson up there and Sean Hannity up there and
Hey
be like,
Tucker, what are you doing, Tucker? He's like, hey, I'm here with my boss.
he's like, "What are you doing, fucker? Why
Yeah,
aren't you making me money, fucker?"
Tucker the fucker. That's what we call him. We call him that down in the pit. That's what we call him. He's a little bit.
Don't we, fucker? Don't
Yeah,
we?
where's your little bow tie, fucker?
He's like a cousin Greg.
Yeah, he's
They just
totally great.
they just fuck with him.
Yeah,
Go make us some more money, you fucker.
yeah. Can't
Oh,
write,
you're good for.
can't make a omelet without cracking a few Gregs, huh? Fucker. He's like, oh my god, I hate you guys. Come to find out that that's who Greg's based off of is Tucker Carlson.
And that is Carl because Carlson.
Yeah.
Carl was his dad.
Yeah, Carl's his dad. Remember my dad? You remember your dad, Carl? He worked here
Remember,
for
I
a
used
long
to.
time. I used to shit on his desk every day. I used to pretend I was lost and just piss on his papers. Remember that, fucker? Remember that, you little bitch? You Americans are so simple.
Hey,
We're not even allowed to own a
Hannity.
gun. Yeah, he's like,
Hey,
we're not
Hannity,
even.
look at fucker.
I'm Australian. I'm not even allowed to own a gun. What are you talking about? We don't even have them there. You idiots. Fucking Tucker. Tucker the fucker. Hey, go make out with Van Susteren. Just do it. Make me laugh. Do it, you fucker.
Oh
Was
man.
that hot girl, Megan Kelly? Because he was a creeper. He was a
Oh
mega
yeah.
creeper.
He fired her.
Yeah, well, no, she was like,
She
you're
left.
creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
As she should have. And she sued the shit out of him, as she
Yeah.
should have. Because, like, that whole place. And now, but his sons are trying to run it. But he's so. All right, yeah, we gotta watch that shit. We gotta watch
Yeah.
that shit. Because and Mike Lindell's super pissed about all sorts of stuff, dude. It's
When is
just,
he not, dude? He's obviously back on crack.
you
Like
think? Do
I thought this for a while. You're telling me this guy's an ex-crack addict and now he's like really rich and he's like in the spotlight acting crazy like
and
he's
he's
on
not,
crack
and he's
and he's
not.
not on crack?
Yeah, he's not
Come
on
on.
crack. That's true.
Or he's like he's like like
That's like Tyrone Biggums. Like, you sold our house for $450,000, and then you bought a bunch of crack. You threw a crack party with it. He's like, y'all was invited. Like, right? Like, that's true. He is still.
how many allegedly y'all how many people do you think Mike Lindell smothered with one of those pillows and killed?
Dude, I'm just trying to imagine him like trying to get clean and still being like mega tweaky and like trying to sell people on his pillow idea, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. He was
He's
probably
just popping like 8, 9 Adderall.
yeah,
every
he's just
day.
taking Adderall. He's like, no, I'm clean, man. I'm clean, but you gotta check out my fucking
He's
pillow.
snorting the Adderall.
Yeah, like, come check it out, man. I got a bed set up in my car. You gotta check out this pillow, man. Like, I bet you
The best pillow.
Yeah, the
'Cause
best pillow ever.
he was sleeping without a pillow for
And then
years,
people would
like
be
as a
like,
crackhead.
can I get it? And he'd be like, no, that's my pillow. And he's like, wait, that's the name. That's the name for it.
That's the name.
My pillow, god damn it. That is tweaker.
Make a pillow like this.
Yeah, dude. I'm just trying to. That guy was talking in all riddles and rhymes when he was making this pillow. What's super comfy when you go to sleep? It won't make your neck creak. My pillow.
It's on your bed.
Yeah.
It's
My-
for your head.
My pillow. Like, Jesus, Mike. When's the last time you went to sleep?
He's like, what sleep?
I know you got a bed in the back of your car, but do you actually fucking use it? Like, what do you do?
Of course I do. I sleep on
Nah,
my
man,
pillow.
I just got all these pillow ideas, man. I just got a triangle one and a square one. I got
And then
all
Trump's
these,
like, I like this guy.
I just got these memory foam rhombuses in my mind, man. I can't. When I try to go to sleep, I'm counting pillows, man. I just can't.
Maybe that's where Trump went off the rails. Like he started getting into my pillow
No,
guys,
they both
Adderall.
no.
He started getting into the Adderall.
Mike Lindell and Donald Trump became friends. They bumped into each other at GNC, and they were buying some like knockoff amphetamine based like liposuction replacement pill. And he's like, keeps me up for hours. He's like, oh yeah, me too, man. You check out my pillows. And you see my pillows. He's like, I like pillows. I'm not a big fan. There's a black man who sold me pillows for my jet. I don't really like them. Let me check out your pillows, Mike. Yeah, man, just come get in this bed in my car. Not weird at all. Not weird. Ivanka, get in this bed. Get in the bed for the pillow man. Like, that happened. That's how they became friends, is they both reached for the same bottle of like Sudafed that they were about to cut down into something smokable. And they
Or
became
dissolvable into like Trump's Diet Coke.
and Mike Lindell, being craftier and not as bougie, like knew a quicker way to like cut it and like get it done cheaper
And mainline it.
Yeah, and Trump's like, well, I love saving money. I'm gonna listen to you, pillow man. I believe in your pillow idea in a bigly way, like that.
Very bigly.
That
very
happened,
bigly.
dude. They met at an Eckerd's.
It never messes up my haircut, my
I
comb
need you
over.
to unlock the cough syrup, please. I need you to unlock it.
Unlock it.
Because it's locked now. Because the kids,
childproof.
yeah, it's childproof. Because I promise I'm over 18.
And in my hands,
I
are
just
really
need
tiny,
just need Coricidin.
like a child's.
Trumpy wants to robo trip. Like that's probably how they met. And Lindell's like getting kicked out for the 10th time, like stealing nicotine patches.
And
Because they're
pillows.
closer,
Stealing pillows.
because the nicotine patches are just closer to the door. Like, he wants cigarettes, but he can't reach them because like he's already made that mistake twice. So he's just going straight patches. He needs something, dude. Lindell is crashing hard, and he needs Zaddy needs a fix.
Zaddy needs a fix, like
It's
once
tough, man. When
or
you got-
twice an hour.
When you're crack pipe dream, what is it? Champagne dreams and caviar. What is Richard? What did Robin Leach used to say?
caviar dreams and champagne. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, champagne lives and caviar dreams or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like crack pipe days and pillow dreams. Ah! I
Hey,
got
those
all the yeah. He actually does kind of. Sorry, I know I'm just railing on Mike Lindell right now, but he does.
Liddell, calm down. You
But
need to close it out.
he does have a lot of cracky tendencies because
Of
he's
course.
got like all the evidence. I got all the truths, man. Like
You know when
that's
he was back on crack was when he started wearing like the cross like on it, like his pin and like a Jesus necklace. Like that was like him trying to cover up like that he's back on crack. He's like, I'm religious. I'm not on crack.
yeah. And I the same person who's giving him the evidence is like this crack dealer. So he's like, look, Mike, look, go to the symposium. Here's a little rock to get you through. I'm gonna be a little bit late because I got to get the evidence, and then we'll
But
show up.
you owe me like $200,000, so you need to get this shit sold.
Yeah, yeah. So you better sell them tickets, Mike. You better sell them tickets, Mike.
He's
You
like
want
just
you
held
want your
hostage.
fix? You want your fix so you can release your My Pillow 2.0? I know you've been staying up all night working on that shit. He's like, yeah, man, it's gonna be the best pillow ever, man. I just need like 3 or 4 more nights to no sleep. Come on, man, just
2.0.
give me all the evidence. He's like, oh,
2.0 is such a bad idea because the whole thing about my pillow is like it's the perfect pillow. So you're hitting me with the 2.0. So what are you saying that your perfect pillow is not so perfect anymore? Come
it's
on, Lindell.
beyond perfect now.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
When you
We're giving him too much advertising at this point.
no, I mean, please, if you want to go buy a Mike Lindell
No, do
product and
not.
support this man and keep him going,
I would
I
buy it
would
if like
love
maybe
this.
maybe if you put some crack in there.
It's like, oh, and side note, Mike Lindell is like the train derailment that happened in East Palestine. And then just recently, they loaded up all of the toxic dirt and put it on a train. And then that train derailed and it spilled all of the toxic dirt that they dug up around that place. It just spilled off of another train. Like, that's Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell is Norfolk Railway and Chemical Production, and they just can't
It's
keep it
just
on the tracks.
he's a personifying a train wreck.
Like they just need to like be like, all right, look, we spilled this. No one lived here for like 500 years. We fucked up. We just gotta walk away because they're just like, if we do it, how much worse can we make it? That's my
I don't.
no.
Yeah,
So go buy my pillow and support.
sweet dreams.
No, good luck finding it too. They pulled all of his shit from everywhere. Like it's
Yeah,
like they like yanked all of his stuff,
yeah.
which
It's
is
like it's limited edition now.
that
It's exclusive.
bro. That
It's like
is.
it's like a what's it called? What's it called? What's the like
I hope they
name?
make him testify.
Supreme. They're like it's like Supreme My Pillow.
I hope they make him testify because he'll show up holding a My Pillow, being
He's
like,
sitting
no,
on a
I
My
have
Pillow.
all. You weren't at my cyber symposium. You weren't there when I.
That was I watched a little bit of that. I was like, wow.
Was this a loading screen? It was like a PowerPoint
Yeah.
with like no sound effects to even make
It
it
didn't
like
say
interesting.
shit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like him being like, "It's coming, you guys."
We just have to go through this file and this file and this file and this file and just on for hours of nothing.
I gotta go to the bathroom and smoke some. I gotta go to the bathroom and take a piss. I'll be right back.
All right, y'all. Close this out, Jess.
Nah, we appreciate y'all being here. $82 billion judge. Fuck Clarence Thomas. Pay attention to the news. Get out there and vote. If there's some special election or something going on, I feel like that shit's going on all the time now. Just pay attention, man. The right's doing some wild shit. Left can be goofy from time to time, but good lord, dude. The right is just atrocious right now when it comes to some of this stuff. But pay attention to the news. And be safe. Be strong. Stay clean. And as always, go fuck yourselves. We appreciate y'all being here.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.
Later.
Peace.